Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with a review for Songs of Silence on Xbox. Now, this released on the 13th of the 11th, 2024, developed and published by Chimera Entertainment, and I was lucky enough to present a copy by Guillotine to do this review, so huge thank you to them for that. Now, this is a fantasy turn-based strategy title. It's basically a 4X style game with sort of dynamic auto battles playing out when you get into combat. Now, this is only on Xbox Series X and S on Xbox. It's also available on other platforms and PC, and it's priced at $24.99. Now, I'm not the biggest sort of strategy turn-based style lover. Now, I recently got into that Ara History Untold, which is a 4X game, and absolutely loved it. But usually for me, Age of Empires is my cup of tea, those style games, the old Command and Conquers. I'm not so fussed on this style normally, but the way this has been done really suited me. It wasn't too in-depth, it was quite stripped back, and I found that to be in its favour. Now, the first thing you'll notice is this game is absolutely beautiful. The artwork on the sort of cover and everything is what the artwork's like in the game. It has a beautiful UI, beautiful character art, great environments and battles and stuff like that you can zoom right into on the map and stuff. Everything looks fantastic. The sound design and everything is great as well. Now, you can set the difficulty in this to more narrative driven, or you can make it more difficult if you so choose. And as you progress through the story, because there is a campaign, one thing I did like about the campaign is it's, I don't want to say on rails, but it's very narrative focused, so you basically have to do what you're told at times. It's like, go and do this, and while you can take your own sweet time getting there, that's basically what you've got to do. It's not like Civ where you just wander off into nowhere and that's it, you're done. There is actually a plot to follow on it. Now, you will go around a map taking turns moving troops and stuff about. You can then interact with other armies to swap and trade between them, like you might want to move some of your men from one army to another. And you can siege cities, you can start combat, and if you go into combat, it goes into this sort of auto battler mode, and it sort of plays out in front of you. You do have these like cards of fate. Now, you start off with a couple, and as you progress through the game, you'll unlock more and more of them. These are sort of special power cards. They do certain things, maybe instant retreat, maybe it spawns like a special unit on the field, maybe it like fires some magic down or something and does damage to enemies. You'll slowly but surely unlock more and more of them. Now, if you win, you'll get XP, some money and stuff like that, and when your character levels up, you then have the ability to choose from a variety of upgrades. You can then also spend your money in cities, so you can sort of garrison an army in a city to heal, to replenish. You can buy new troops, you can purchase new cards you've unlocked and stuff like that. But other than that, there's not a lot of in-depth to it. Each army can have so many units. You also have reserves, and you can put people in garrisons in cities and stuff like that as well. If you lose in battle, you'll have to sort of retreat back to a city to refill your army. Cities can be sort of fortified slightly. There's not a lot to it. It's very straightforward. You basically click on them and spend some like tokens, and that gets you on your way. The environments themselves, though, are really interesting. Now, what you're seeing on screen right now is early game footage. I picked this up and I recorded the first couple of hours of the game. Now, later in the game, you end up with huge armies. I mean, like, much bigger armies, much better units with upgraded spells and abilities, and more of these cards to have. So instead of just having a couple, you'll end up with, like, 5 of them, and you can just sort of fire them out at will while you're in combat. You also end up going to much more varied worlds, like hellscape areas and stuff like that, not just green lush grass. There's also things like deserts and stuff. And when you're zoomed out, it looks amazing, but you can also zoom in and it still looks really detailed too. Now, outside of campaign, this game has up to 6-player online multiplayer, including co-op, which is pretty awesome. You can also sort of pick and choose what missions you want to do. It's very customizable in that sense. And it offers a lot of replayability because there's a ton of different game modes, like customizable maps and stuff. And you can work together or against each other, basically. Now, I said the soundtrack was good, and this is composed by Hitoshi Sakimoto, who did Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre Reborn. So, if you've ever played any of those games, you know you're in for an absolute treat. It won't be for everyone. It does get a bit repetitive, this game. After about 10-12 hours, you've probably seen most of the things that are on offer here. The dynamic battles won't be for everyone. You'll want a bit more control over your troops because it can get frustrating when they go in the opposite direction to where you ideally would send them and stuff like that. But I did like this sort of reinforcement and having the cards with like the divine interventions and stuff, or the special abilities that really can tip the course of the battle while you're playing. You can also set out your teams and your armies into sort of formation to how you choose, and it does take a little bit of getting used to getting there, especially in the story mode. It does take quite a while to really get into it, but all in all, I had an absolute blast playing it, and like, it's very well done. I had no bugs or anything like that. The whole package looks and feels great. So definitely check this one out. Like I say, it's available right now on Xbox. It also supports on Xbox keyboard and mouse. You can plug a keyboard and mouse in and play it on Xbox like that if you want. But on Series X and S, it has 4K resolution and 60 FPS plus, priced at $24.99. So hit that like button, guys. Hit subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of Songs of Silence, and are there any other 4X or turn-based strategy auto battler style games you'd like to see us cover. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.